Hey guys, what's going on, man? There's really no surprise that Apple has made mistakes in the past, alright? There's no question about it. They're not perfect. No one's perfect. I'm not perfect. I'm really ugly. I really wish I wasn't, but I have no choice about that. But I believe iOS 11 ruined Apple, and it might have been Apple's biggest mistake. I'm not too sure, but it's definitely up there. And the reasons I'm about to say are kind of like what you expect it to be, especially with an operating system. But the last thing is something I've said 100 times, and it only gets worse the more I think about it. And this is another one of those rant videos, so if you don't like them, you can always skip this one. I think the repercussions that iOS 11 brought, it just caused so many problems. Let's just start off with the biggest problem, just the overall bugs and stability. There's been so many people having problems constantly, random glitches, bugs, reboots, app crashes, the list goes on, especially when I'm on my phone. And it's one thing with a beta, alright? Like, I'm on a beta right now. If I had a problem or something, I would not even talk about it because it's a beta. I mean, I might mention it in the beta review, but other than that, I'm not going to say, like, this is what iOS 11 is. But when people are having constant problems with the official versions, that's what's weird. People, their apps are getting scattered all over the place. Random glitches are happening, and it's weird. Like, the overall iOS 11 updates, even up until the official i11.3, they were never really that stable. They were just less buggy than earlier versions of iOS 11. So even the stable versions are still buggy. So it's like just the weirdest thing ever. Battery life being weird, obviously. I feel like since iOS 10, battery life has gone down a lot. I'm really contemplating on getting a battery case for my iPhone 7 Plus just because the battery life has deteriorated. I'm not too sure what's going on. I think my battery is still pretty strong. I do have to get it replaced. But even then, it was fine when I was on like iOS 10 or something like that. But when I'm on iOS 11 now, it's just so weird how glitchy and how overall strange the situation is. I can barely make it through a day. Like, I was on like 15%, 14% last night before I had to charge it. And that was at the end of the day when usually I was getting like 40 or 35%. So it's definitely weird. I'm not too sure what's going on there. And this is what I think messed up Apple the most. And it's much bigger than what it seems like, was the battery slowdown. So if you guys don't remember, Apple was clocking speeds of older devices that had batteries that were deteriorated. So that really affected the iPhone 7 on the iPhone 6s on iOS 10 because they were getting random shutdowns. And I do agree, like, right now I'm on 1%, which is weird. Usually on like 15 or 14 or 30, 20%, the phone just dies by itself. So on the iPhone 6s, it made sense, right, to put battery slowdown feature on it. But on the iPhone 6, it did not have that. On the iPhone SE, 7 Plus, all those other phones, if the battery deteriorated upon a certain amount, on iOS 11, the phone would just slow down its overall device if it hit a certain amount of deterioration. That seems kind of cool in theory. Like, okay, your phone doesn't need to shut down by itself, if we can avoid that and slow your phone down and conserve battery life, that's even better. But the problem was, and this is the biggest problem, I think, this is the thing that really changed my viewpoint on Apple, was they didn't tell anybody. They were not telling anybody that they were slowing down their devices. And that was all on iOS 11. And I came to think, and this is kind of a messed up thing to say, I don't know if this is appropriate to say, but like, if this was like Steve Jobs' era of Apple, would he have done something like this? Would he let the consumers know this is what is going on? Or would he just hide it like what they actually did? And I don't have the answer to that. I think about that every once in a while. I mean, I just don't know. It's hard to say. But I'm always kind of leaning towards him telling the consumers because it's our product. As soon as we buy it, these are my devices. These are our devices. And we have the right to know if they tamper with it. And they didn't let anybody know. The battery slowdown thing and slowing down our phones is one thing. But when they don't tell anybody and they're sneaky about it, that's just a whole nother thing. I mean, dude, people have been saying and I've been saying too, they're probably slowing down their devices. They're probably doing that. And they probably just went out and still did it. And, nobody knew until that one guy on Reddit had to replace his battery and he noticed his benchmark scores went up. And honestly, with all those things combined, and not only did they release an operating system that was super buggy, that was super weird, unstable, but they also, in the midst of them doing and releasing this operating system, they pretty much lied to everybody and they deceived everybody. And another thing, they still haven't added that button into the battery feature to turn on or off this feature. I still don't get it. Maybe it's only when your battery is affected by it, but I still think it's weird that we should have the ability to turn it on or off, and it's still in beta. So they really need to they promised it to us. So I don't know if they've done it or not, but from what I'm saying, I'm on the latest beta and I still don't have the capability to see that. So that's just my take on this whole situation. That's personally why I think iOS 11 ruined Apple. They're definitely not going out of business or anything anytime soon, but those are just my takes on a huge company really not utilizing their resources and releasing something that just did not need to be released like that. If you guys have any questions or you agree with me or disagree with me, let me know in the comment section below. I'd love to hear it. Hit that like button, that'll mean so much, but hit that subscribe button, that'll mean even more. I'm trying to really grow this channel out. You know, you guys are loving these videos, so I really appreciate if you guys can hit that subscribe button. Definitely expand the description. I have links to so much stuff, iPhones, my websites, my second channel, Lo-Fi Alpaca, and my SoundCloud, soundcloud.com/simplealpaca. I'd really appreciate if you guys could check those out. But more importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.